Hey, fourth grade, how's it going? Today is Monday, August 24th, 2020. Today we're going to be looking at Chapter 5 in our prime book. The concept is all about angle measurement. Students will be able to practice correct placement of the protractor to measure angles. So let's take a look at what a protractor is. A protractor is basically a tool that you can use to measure angles. What we're going to do is take a look at a video, just part of the video, for Brain Pop, just to understand this a little bit better. The video will show us a little bit about angle measurement and also the different types of angles. So inside of the video, boys and girls, what you're going to see is the different types of angles, and also what we can do is relate the angles to the clock. Each one of the hands of the clock can be moved so that it can be showing a different type of angle. The question is, how do you measure angles? Well, we can measure angles by looking at those rays of the angle measurements. You can see on the screen there are two different rays. The point in the middle of the rays is called the vertex. And if we wanted to measure the angles, we could look at, for example, A, B, C by forming those two rays and making the joint point, right, the vertex, as our angle measurement. Okay, we can continue looking at that in different ways. There are lots of different types of angles. If we use a protractor, we can measure angles that are small, which are also called acute angles, and then angles that are measured more than the 90 degrees, which would also be called obtuse angles. Now, if we look at an angle measurement that is 90 degrees, it looks kind of like a square. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at those different types of angle measurements. Let's take a look at this resource right here, Math Playground. It says that friendly aliens have lost their way. You are in charge of the rescue mission. Your job is to set the angle on the rescue launcher. To be successful, you must estimate the launch angle within 5 degrees. Let's get started. So if I move this little red button right here, you'll notice that the angle measurement goes up, right? It goes larger and larger so that I can get to a certain angle measurement. Now this right here is about 90 degrees. So if my angle measurement needs to be 46 degrees, I need to make this a little bit smaller. Let's make it right about there to see if we're correct. Okay, I think that's about half. Ooh, all right, we got 41 degrees. It was supposed to be 46, so we got at least 5% accuracy. Okay, let's try another one. 6%. I'm sorry, 6 degrees. That's a little bit smaller than our other one. Let's try that. That might be 6 degrees. Ooh, okay, it was 8 degrees, so it was off by 2 degrees. Next one, 155. Well, I know that that is going to be much larger than a right angle. Okay, so we have right is 90, and 90 plus a little bit more is 155. Let's see if that's correct. This right here, this line would be 180. So if I count back by 10, let's see, 170, 160. So it's got to be about right there, I'm guessing. Ooh, that was way off by 21 degrees. Okay, so we need to practice this. Let's try another activity where we're trying to measure angles using a protractor. If I look at the angle measurement in yellow, I can move the protractor so that I can put the line right on the ray, as we learned before. Make sure your protractor is right on 0. So you can see mine is right on 0, and I'm going to count. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think it's approximately 17 degrees. Let's check. All right, we got it. Let's try the next one. All right, again, I'm going to move my protractor to the correct angle measurement. I can either move it right here with my 0 on the yellow line on the left, or I can move my 0 right here, right? My 0 on my protractor lines up with the ray on the right, okay? If I do this right here, I can count from the 0 mark, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 126, I think it is. Let's move it over here to see if that's correct. Check the second part. 126. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 126. Yep. All right, I checked them both, and I got it. All right, let's try one more. If I move my protractor so that the lines of my ray are lined up with 0, and my vertex is right smack dab in the middle of the angle, move that over just a little bit. If I count 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, in between 100 and 110, looks kind of like 103, if I'm not mistaken. 103 degrees. Okay, we got it. Good. Boys and girls, if you don't understand this topic, you can always watch this video right here. This video shows you a little bit more about angle measurements, and this will be inside of the link for the video for today. Let's say we're trying to find the angle measurement of MLN. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to use our protractor and try to line it up with the angle measurement that we see on the screen, right? The protractor is a very important tool that we need to use, and we can align that up with the vertex L that you see also on the screen. Okay, so show you. So we line that up right there. You see that? And what we can do is just count the angle measurement that's being represented.
Vertex point, and we also want the flat horizontal portion of the protractor perfectly aligned with the bottom line, okay, our bottom ray that makes up our angle. So now we can use the top ray, in this case the line that starts at point L and goes through point M, and see what measurement it is aligned with on the protractor. So the protractor shows us that angle MLN has a measure of 60 degrees. So our conclusion is that angle MLN is 60 degrees.
All right, so there you go. So today, boys and girls, what we were able to do is we were able to look at different measurements of angles. We also used the protractor to find those angle measurements. We looked at different videos to understand what those angle measurements mean in terms of degrees. We will continue learning more about that topic next time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with this screen right here to see if you can try to measure the different angles of the what's shown on the screen. Okay, let's do a couple of them together. We're not going to do all of them. I'd like to do this first one, CAB. So right there, that angle measurement. Well, we're already lined up with 0. So if we count this, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47. I think that is 47 degrees. 47 degrees. All right, so angle CAB is 47 degrees. What about this one right over here? Angle EAF. Well, F, the ray F, AF is on the 0 mark of our protractor. So all we need to do is count. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This angle measurement would be 14 degrees. You see our first angle measurement was much bigger, and our second angle measurement was much smaller, which also corresponds with the numbers that we chose and wrote inside of our answer blank. Go ahead and see if you can figure out the next couple on the screen. And we're going to leave the video like that for today. Hopefully you understood a little bit more about angle measurements. If you want one more problem, this one's a little bit more difficult because the protractor is not in line with the angles, but we'll take a look at that next time in class. So Have a great week. We'll talk to you later, fourth grade.